Now,
Ka-ching.
can we point out how light-skinned she is with the ghetto-ass name, though?
It's not a ghetto name. She has an African name.
Radio host Ebro had some explaining to do this Black Friday after a 2013 clip of him and Rosenberg interviewing Tinashe in Hot 97 went viral. So to give you an idea of how many people have watched this clip in the last 24 hours, the original interview from 2013, which has been up on YouTube for 8 years, has 250,000 views. The 30-second clip that has people fuming was uploaded to Twitter 21 hours ago, and it has 450,000 views. People are not happy with what Ebro says. Here's the 30-second clip.
Well, her name is Tinashe.
Good job.
What's her last name?
Good job.
But she doesn't go by her last name.
I just want the people to know her last name.
What is your last name?
Kachingwe.
Kachingwe. The Kachingwe.
Now,
Ka-ching.
can we point out how light-skinned she is with the ghetto-ass name, though?
It's not a ghetto name. She has an African name. Her name's Nigerian. What was it?
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwean.
Did you just
You
confuse
brought up
Nigerians
Wale,
and
so I thought you just brought up Wale, so I was thinking Nigeria. But my point is, that's not ghetto. She has an African name.
Yeah, but sometimes these ghetto names are actually African.
So with all the backlash coming at him, Ebro tweeted today, "Yeah, this was a terrible joke. We were using the name Skit for people to learn her origins. Love Tinashe. That's my homie still." Look, I'm not going to really get into it because it's not really my place, but everything I could say is already being said on Twitter. You guys can have it out in the comments. But yeah, I did write down the one line. Can we point out how light-skinned she is with the ghetto beep name? Wow. Like, to say that is just, like, mind-blowing. And Ebro's tweet today, he implies that him and Tinashe are or were friends, like homies. So I went and watched the 12-minute interview on YouTube because I thought, maybe I'm missing something, you know? And like maybe I'm missing the joke that Ebro also implies in his tweet. There's no joke. And it sure seems like him and Tinashe have never met before. And this is how the interview starts.
Hey, Ebro, this beautiful woman who's sitting next to me.
She's hot.
Yeah, well,
Which is why I'm currently as far as I can be away from her.
Then it launches right into that clip of them talking about her name. And then it gets even more misogynistic.
I've been really blessed that people have received it so well, and hopefully that's a kind of an introduction to where I'm going with the album coming out 2014.
Don't lie. Did you hear anything she just said?
no, I was just looking at her.
Me too. I was gonna take that. I was gonna say I was just
my
looking at her
goodness.
glossy lips and mouth move.
And sometimes I get super in character and I like to play different roles, and they're not necessarily like 100% like that's Tinashe, but that's just the art, that's the visual. And I've done that with some
Black
of my
hands.
other
You guys
videos.
just saw the
and
black hands. That was black girl hands.
The other-
Black
Her
girl hands
father's
are real.
In
African,
the
but
past.
evidently she has black girl hands when she talks.
The fact that Tinashe managed to sit there with a smile on her face for that whole 12-minute interview was amazing. I couldn't believe it. I was sitting there squirming in my seat during that whole interview. It felt way longer than 12 minutes. This is despicable behavior by two hosts or personalities, and the fact that Tinashe has to sit there and put up with it because she's a new artist and these guys have a popular radio show, ugh. At least we can say that this kind of behavior would not fly 8 years later in 2021. We've made that much progress. We can say that. So yeah, Ebro, this wasn't a joke. Like, Tinashe's not your homie. Like, this was misogynistic. It was a case of colorism and a whole bunch of other terms that I'm not going to really get into. Like, you owe Tinashe a proper apology. What do you guys think?